Hey, welcome to Homebrew Wednesday for February 27th. Amazing as that is. We're going to stick with this format here for a little bit longer. I kind of like, because of the way I shot the video, doing this split screen with the XSplit here. Before I get started with this update on the Stout, which is what this Homebrew Wednesday is mostly about, I'd like to give a quick shout out to both Audio Guy, Rich, and Steve James Barr, who made sweepers for my JTV channel. I typically cast on JTV on Tuesday evenings. Right now I have a card league that I'm in, and so they start kind of late. They start somewhere between 10:30 and 11 Eastern on JTV, Munich Beer. And those guys made me some sweepers, and they rock. Thank you, Eve, because Eve is the talent in the Audio Guy sweeper. Thank you much. And so we're going to go ahead and play this video. This is just an update on the Snickerdoodle Stout. I don't think I'll have to do too much talking over it, but we'll see. Okay, and here we are. This is the this week's update on the Snickerdoodle Stout. There it is. What we're going to do is we're going to rack today. We're going to rack from this 6.5 gallon plastic fermenter into a glass carboy, which will, when I'm done, I will show you, give us room so that we can start another batch in here pretty soon. But I'm going to pause for just a half a second here, just to have really quick. On cellardweller.net, we've been the biggest conversation this week has been about heating your fermentation vessel. How do you do that? I use this chest freezer and a regular incandescent bulb. Gashlug made a pretty good point. Where he's at, it's getting harder to find incandescents, and that is also true here. I should stock up on a few, but I use a bare 100-watt bulb in there, and it doesn't, even out on my porch where it is cold, it doesn't take that very long. It's freezer, so it's well insulated. It doesn't take it long to keep it, to bring it back up to temperature, and it stays pretty nice and steady. And as you see, it doesn't get in the way. I can put 2 vessels in here at the end of this video, so that's the way I heat my fermentation. Turn the camera up, because I need both hands, and pull it out of there and set it on top. And then I got to move this bag of grain, because this chair right here is where the carboy is going to go. Give you a peek inside there when we're there. It's been I don't know. I'll have to look and see how many days. I'll put it on the screen. But it's been a lot of days. Hasn't been any airlock action in quite a while. I'm not too worried about it. I'm just going to secondary. I'm going to secondary mostly for cleaning, clearing beer, and getting some of the junk out of it, since there was so much stuff. And by that, I do not mean I like crystal clear beer. I mean, I'm pretty sure that she's done fermenting, but it doesn't matter, because it's still going to be in a vessel with an airlock. I will do a gravity reading on it, but I'll do consecutive day gravity readings before I bottle to make sure fermentation is complete, in case this stirring it up causes some to kick back in. Alright, like I said, I'll get this situated, and I'll be back. Actually, I'll probably give you a quick peek at the inside the bathtub. I usually use a batch of Star Sand until I come up with a big enough project to mix up a new batch. And that carboy is now nice and cleaned, and you can see there's still some foam in there, but we mixed up a brand new batch in there with lukewarm water, and we pumped most of it into the bucket I'm going to keep it in through my siphon. My auto siphon is now soaking in the Star Sand. So everything is good to go. Everything that's going to touch it is in there, and so we will get the beer in the right spot. Then we will move this out to there, and we'll go from there. Okay, let's try that top off. That, you can't see it real well, but that is the Stout. And there's a bit of crap in there, but here's the bucket and the sanitizer. I'm realizing right now and the auto siphon. That's the system we're going to use. After I get it rolling, I'll probably do a quick film. Cheers, 17. Alright, focus. Just come down. Looks like there's a narrow spot in the tube, but there's not. It's an optical illusion, which is going away. We're not going to film, you know, however long this takes to go. We'll film it again towards the end. We'll get as much as we can out of there realistically. I'm not trying to get every ounce because I'm trying to leave some of the junk in the bottom because it had graham crackers in it and all that other stuff. Plus I want to leave the very top layer. I won't be tipping it this time. I want to leave that very top layer because it's got that bit of oil from the cinnamon in it. And I want to make sure that we don't get that in the secondary. Try to help head retention later. Alright. Oh, gravity was 1.010 at the moment. Pretty happy with that. Yeah, you can't really tell how much is in there, but not a ton. Oh, this one smells pretty boozy at the moment, but it's got a ways to go yet. There's not that as much in there as I thought, but obviously that's the crap I was trying to get out. If you look, yeah, I didn't get quite as full as I would have liked, but I knew I was going to lose beer in the process. I tried to have a less aggressive boil, and I did. I got away with a very non-aggressive boil when I boiled this, but I think it came down to there was also a fair amount of wort I lost just to all the stuff that was in there. And so if I do this one again, I may try to increase the volume a little more because I'd like this to have a little less headroom in it in secondary. But all in all, I'm happy, and I'll get this thing resituated and show you where it's got to be. Okay, well, didn't mean to do that, but we'll turn this back around and show you how two fit in here. I don't know if I've done that before. Probably, but we're going to do it anyway. In my freezer here that I ferment in, this one is empty at the moment. That's just, it's actually the one that I mill into, but I just put a lid on it so you can see, and that just sits below the level. Now that, when it's full, needs a little support underneath it. That spot right there, I need to build a little shelf there so that I don't have to do that every time. But now she's hairlocked. Closed up. She's a little cold at the moment, 15.9, but she'll go back up to whatever I have her set at, 17.5, I think. And we'll let it settle out in there. Okay, let's make it so you can read that stuff. Not that there's much to read there. At me up if that's necessary, or you can just go to celllardweller.net and find me there. That's where I hang out online typically. Once again, on Tuesdays, I'll be on JTV. Cheers 17. Anything else with that stout? Not really. We'll probably leave it. We'll leave it in secondary for a while. It's a stout. I'm not racing to get it into the bottle. It's going to be a long time before we start trying to drink that anyway, but now I can get my next, my Sriracha Rye version 2 brewed up and into fermentation, and that's kind of what we got going on there. Let's see, I think this format is working okay. Comment if you like, I don't like that tilting the screen or using the XSplit for your Homebrew Wednesdays, but yeah, pretty happy with that. Cheers 17. Peace.